Here are the solutions to assignment 7. So to show the average position that an author appears on a book if the author has written more than one book. And I said you can stick with the social security number column. That way we didn't have to join to another table. So I'm going to show the SSN, the average author order, because that's the number that the author appears on a book. I'm going to count the social security numbers, because that's like counting the authors. So I do this all from the book author table, and I group by the SSN. But I don't want to just see an author that wrote one book. I want to see authors that have written more than one book. So I use the having as well, having a count SSN greater than 1. Step down here, in problem 2, we list the number of books that have the same publisher ID and price. Now, this is where it's a little tricky. One way to get the same publisher ID and price is to put it in a group by, because it's going to roll everything up by them being the same. It creates similar groups. So that's a way to roll up everything by sameness, if you will. I'm showing the pub ID, price, and the count from the book table where the price is not null, because I wanted you to make sure that the price is known. But I don't want to see just one book, because one book, of course, has the same publisher ID and price as itself. So I really need to have a having clause with the count greater than 1. So I'm comparing 2 or more books as having the same price. In problem 3, you are to display a list of the authors by the city they live in, as long as they don't live in Maryland or Illinois. Now, I asked you to use a subquery with this as well. So we put in the last name, first name, and the state from the author where the city is not in the list of cities for authors where they do live in Maryland and Illinois. So this brings back cities where they are in Maryland and Illinois, and I don't want that. So I say not in those cities of those states. Let's move down. Problem 4 asks you to show a list of authors and the books they've written. All right, we've kind of done that before. But now don't show any authors whose last name has a letter A or the letter O in it. So we're doing a 3-table join. We join the author to the book author using SSN. Then join that book author to the book using ISBN. And here's the criteria. We look first again for authors that have an A in their last name. Remember the wildcard character beginning and ending, 0, 1, or many characters? So this is looking for an A contained in the last name. Or I'm looking for an O contained in the last name. So this would give me a list of authors who do have an A or O in their last name. And then I use the word not in front of it. And that gives me the reverse, the back of what's there. And then I order the statement. The last problem was to list the authors who have written books published by the publisher whose name begins with bin. So we're going to do pattern matching again, but this time we have a 4-table join. So from author to book author using SSN. Book author to book using ISBN. Now we have to join once again the book to the publisher table using the pub ID. If we look at the database diagram, we'll see that that is the column that they have in common. That's the connecting column. Where name, that's the publisher's name, is like bin. So we want it to begin with bin, and then we don't care what comes after it. And then I order it here as well. So those are the solutions to assignment 7.